Hello, my name is Professor Upasana Mahanta. I'm a faculty at the Jindal Global Law School, and for the BA Legal Studies program, I teach a course on political and legal thought. I want to talk to all of you briefly about what is this course. This is a foundational course that will give you an understanding of the history of political and legal thought. This course draws on the history of political thought both from the European tradition and from the Indian tradition. So what does political thought mean? It would essentially imply to look at certain fundamental concepts about our political life, our social life, the life around us, about human conduct, about foundational concepts like justice, equality, rights, gender, intersectionality, and how political philosophers historically have looked at these concepts. And to be able to do this, this course will look at philosophers from both Western European traditions, and we will look at philosophers from also the Indian tradition. Now, when we look at these concepts, and when we engage with concepts of justice, equality, rights through the eyes of political philosophers, it would also enable us to lay the foundations of legal thought. So it will enable us to build on our understandings on legal thought and philosophy. So broadly, this is what the course intends to do. Now, what will we read in this course? We will read political philosophers such as Greek political philosophers, Plato, Aristotle. We will read Machiavelli. We will read Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau. We will read political philosophers from the European tradition who have had a tremendous impact on developing foundational concepts, such as concepts of morality, justice, concepts such as the social contract, consent, limited government. So all of these ideas which are foundational to understanding legal studies will be brought out through studying these fundamental concepts given by these political thinkers. Now, while we study these political thinkers, we will look at some secondary literature. By secondary literature, I mean that we will look at writings by other authors on these political philosophers. And we will also look at some primary texts. And by primary text, I mean we will look at excerpts from some of the original writings which has been done by these political philosophers. So we would look at both. We will also draw on Indian political thought. We will look at the Gandhi-Ambedkar debate. We will look at the writings of Phule. We will also look at writings of critical writings that have challenged the ideas propagated or thoughts propagated by political philosophers. We will look at feminist critiques. We will look at, say, Mary Wollstonecraft or Simone de Beauvoir. We will look at post-colonial feminist writings and how these writings have challenged the dominant political philosophical understandings. Now, why do we need to look at all of this? We need to look at all of this because it gives us a better, a more critical understanding of the world that we live in. So when we are studying the writings of these various political philosophers, we will study them not only to understand what is it that they wanted to convey, but also to understand whether their writings have relevance in the context of the contemporary world that we live in. Can we understand the world that we live in better by looking at the writings of these political thinkers and philosophers? So we will do some kind of critical reflections through the course. Now, what is critical reflection? Critical reflection is to also be able to question our own assumptions, our own beliefs, our own prejudices while we are engaging with a text. So that is something that we will also try to do through this course. So what we try to generally do in this course is it's an extremely interactive course. We have a lot of conversation in this course. So as a faculty, instructor and as students, what we will do is we will engage in number of conversations through which we will try and arrive at our own conclusion. So it's a very, very interactive course. It's a course that relies on students' participation, group discussions, presentations. So we try and do a number of innovative ways of learning and participatory learning in order to make this course vibrant, and in order to make this course more accessible to all students. So that is the key idea behind this course. So through this course, we want to encourage our students to think critically, to reflect critically, to be able to make their own arguments and to be able to support their own arguments through evidence. It's a participatory course where we learn from each other, and I do hope that I see many of you very soon in our classrooms at Jindal University. Thank you.